All right, guys, how's everything going? Hope everything's doing great. Today is November 25th, and we're gonna go ahead and start today's session. Now, today's kind of interesting. We have UCTY, and also one thing I want you guys to go ahead and see is gonna be gold. Okay, I know a lot of people have been waiting for gold to have some gold trades, and today we're actually gonna potentially have those gold trades, and the reason why is because of where it is located. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and put these charts over at the top so we can go ahead and do a quick breakdown and see what exactly there is. So new week, new charts, new everything, okay? So starting off with USDCHF. Now, USDCHF, we have gone through this last week. We did go ahead and talk about what could potentially happen and why is that we could get into this trade. So I'm gonna go ahead and erase everything so that way I can actually show you guys exactly what's happening and why it is I'm looking to short on this pair itself, okay? So going from the bigger time frame, we're gonna go ahead and see the daily time frame, see exactly what's happening, so that way we can go ahead and analyze what we could potentially enter, okay? And the reason why I'm shorting this pair in specific is because of the formation that's happening, okay? So currently at this moment, we can clearly see that the market has gone ahead and created a counter trend line. Okay, now what's counter trend line? Counter trend line is when the market's going against the overall direction. So look at this right here on the daily time frame. We can clearly see that the market has been to the downside. Yes, we have created some type of accumulation in this area, but if we can clearly see, we can see that this trend line is very, very inclined. Okay, it's a very inclined trend line. Now look at this right here. Okay, we have broken through that trend line, so this is counter trend line. Now, as you guys know, I do not like using trend lines that much, but I want you guys to see why I'm using this. Okay, so daily time frame, look at where we're at. Now, if we zoom in around this area right here, okay, go ahead and see that there's something, okay, that caught my interest within this area. Okay, so something that caused my interest within this area, you'll be able to identify some type of order block in this region right over here. Okay. Now, what's my order block? My order block is located right here. Okay, and this is something I'm taking in consideration, and this is a daily time frame, guys. Okay, so this is the daily time frame where the order block is identified. So we can clearly go ahead and see that the order block is identified on a daily time frame in a very good area, right next to a psychological level. So going next, we'll go ahead and find what we can go ahead and identify to actually potentially enter on this trade. And as you guys already know, we're already clearly on this trade. We're about 3 pips in drawdown, but I want you guys to see the full on area on exactly why it is that we enter. Okay, so one thing, we do have a psychological level. Psychological level for this is 108,900 or 109 itself. So if we do go ahead and do to 109, we'll be able to clearly see that the 109 is a psychological level and is in this area. Okay, so if we clearly go ahead and go down a little bit lower, we'll be able to put it right underneath that order block region, and we'll see that this is located about the 109 109.50. Okay, so let's go 109.50. A little bit higher. 109.75. So we have this region, okay, that we're going to take into consideration. We can clearly see what happened in the past. What happened in the past is the fact that we went ahead and had created equal highs. Okay, we had taken out those equal highs by a push of momentum, but also conformed by an order block. Now, this order block, we can clearly identify that it is a point of interest and can go up all the way to 109, okay, psychological level. So a region for me to be looking into would be this region right here. Okay, this would be the very good region to look for me to look into potential selling opportunities. Now that I found that, what's next? Okay, we know it's a counter trend line. Next thing to do is go lower time frames, H4 time frames. And look at that. What do we have right here? So we have 2 points of interest. We have 1 point right here. And we have another point right here. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and delete this because we already used this, say the time frame point. So what can we do right here? We're gonna go ahead and see this point of interest, and then also go ahead and see this point of interest. Okay, so if we go ahead and take in consideration this point of interest, and let's say we take in consideration the 50% of this point of interest, let's go ahead and take in consideration the 50% of this point of interest, which would be right around this area. 109, okay, psychological level. Moves a little bit, so 109.25, 0.025. Now that would be for this point of interest, okay? Now we do go ahead and go above, this would be the max point of interest. Now taking into consideration this point of interest, okay? Since it's the nearest one, I take into consideration the beginning and also the half point. And we can clearly see that the half point is clearly where the market is at this moment, okay? It'll be 109. Okay, we can go ahead and take that into consideration. And there we go. Okay, so we have 3 potential entries. Now this is when you would go ahead and potentially scale in when it comes to USD. Why? You can scale in on this level, 108,900. On this level, 108.975, and on this level, 109.025. So those would be 3 scaling in levels where you can potentially enter, and stop loss would be right above. Okay, now we do have stop loss at 109.0330, which is also a good area. So right here in this area, what is it exactly we're potentially looking for? We're looking for the market to potentially go through these lows, okay? Because we had created a point of liquidity over here. And that is going to be acting as a magnet. So since this is going to be acting like a magnet, what we can potentially see is the market going to the downside to this area and over to where? If you look to the left, there's a point of interest right over here. Okay, so we could be looking for the market to go potentially around this area. Okay, those would be areas that you could be looking for the market to potentially go into. And look at that, it goes directly to a psychological level. What's the psychological level? 108 psychological level. 108 psychological level, it looks like it's going in between that half point of this area. So that'd be a level that we'd be pointing towards the market to potentially go into. Okay, and that is the reason why I'm entering on USDJPY and exactly why it is I'm shorting it. So that way you guys now understand the point of liquidity where it's acting as a magnet too. And also on top of that, we have our targets where the market can potentially go to and see what the reaction can be here to see if we're going to go to the upside or if we're going to continue on dropping through and going to the next point of interest, which is way over here at 107.150. Okay, so that's USDJPY. Now moving forward to the next one, which is AUD CAD. AUD CAD, we are still holding on this trade itself. I'm still waiting for the take profit. There's not really much to talk about this one since we have been talking for this about a week or so. And it's not a lot of pips that we're going for. It was about 80 pips, but with that said, it's a move, right? It's an 8% move, it's a 4% move, and it's a 2% move. So we're still holding this one, had created equal lows over here. If you go to lower time frames like H1, you'll be able to identify that the market had created those equal lows, okay? Had created these equal lows, and we know that this equal lows can be potentially smashed through, okay? So it's going to be acting as a magnet. So for now, not really much to talk about AUD CAD. So with that said, we're going to go ahead and go over to another pair like USD CAD and see what's happening on USD CAD. Now, what's happened on USD CAD? Okay, we had entries on this area, and we were looking to short. Now, second entries would be at the area where it's actually at this moment. Okay, well, we're already a little bit behind. If you wanted to go ahead and re-enter, it would be about 10 pips behind. The reason why it went ahead and rejected out of this area is because of this, okay? We have an area right here which had created imbalance and got fulfilled, okay? Got fulfilled over here. But where did it go to? It went over to my point of interest, which is right over here. So this is my point of interest that the market came up to. And we can clearly see the clean rejection out of this point of interest. That was very clean and started going to the downside. Now another thing, what do you guys see? Kind of trend line, okay? But not just that, also look at this area of imbalance. Okay, we have an area of imbalance where the market can potentially go into, act as a magnet, potentially as act as that double bottom, so it can create liquidity and then go through it. Okay, so that's why I'm waiting on USD CAD. Still looking for it to be continue on shorting. I'm already in this pair over here. Had sent this one out last week. As you can clearly see that we had very, very few drawdown and straight into profits. When it came to this trade itself, we went straight into profits to about 64 pips. Okay, now that's USD CAD, still holding USD CAD to the downside to continue on seeing that move. Okay, so USD CAD still holding downside for that overall move. Moving over to GPUSD. GP, looking interesting. I really like this one. Okay, good thing we went on to the GPUSD. So I'm gonna go ahead and erase everything. So that way you can see when it comes to a clean chart. So a clean chart, very, very simple. What is it that we're seeing? Okay, we're seeing this whole area, okay, of liquidity. Besides that, we're seeing that the market had created points of momentum. Okay, we had to create one push, second push, and right here we'll potentially do the third push. So now we can go to the downside. Okay, so what's happening? Okay, we're seeing that the market on my OBV indicator going to the downside. You can clearly see some movement going, some upside, but also overall consolidating. Okay, now not just that, but we go to lower time frames, which was something that caught my interest right away, was this move. Okay, we saw this big move, so we are going to see the move going back to the upside. Where to? Around this area. So you can do that area, and you can do this area, which this would be a region for you guys to be looking to sell into. Okay, this will be a region to sell into. We're looking for selling opportunities. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and put this pretty sure it's a region with PA rejection. So I'm going to put this right here. So we will wait for the market to go to this area. See if we see some rejection and closure. Okay, when we see rejection, we want the market to go to this area, have a bearish closure, so that way we can enter. Okay, so wait for that bearish closure. That is GPUSD. I'm gonna go ahead and send this out to you guys, so that way you guys can see those entries. And also gonna go ahead and send it out to the Telegram. Okay. Now that is GPUSD. As you can see, GPUSD is very, very simple. We're just waiting for the market to go to that area, so that way you can go to the sell region. And depending on how it reacts in that sell region, then it is how we're going to go ahead and take in consideration those potentially sells. Okay, so 1 hour time frame. Okay, we can see that the market's going to the downside, still over here on the upside. Let's wait for that sell region, okay, to potentially sell into. What about the GP down? What were we talking about? This pair GP USD? Yeah, we'll go through the other one. We'll check it through right now. But for now, so far right now, which is GP USD, and then I believe we did GP JPY. Just gonna go ahead and take a screenshot on this, send it over to you guys. So that way you guys can have it. And then also I'll resend it to the Telegram, so that way you guys can see the full setup inside the Telegram. Okay. Now gold. I'm liking gold. Okay, so new chart. Why am I liking gold? What am I seeing in gold right now that I didn't see before? Right? Because that's something very important when it comes to trading this pair, is understanding the areas of where it is located. So let's go ahead and see what's happening on gold on the bigger time frame, such as the H4 time frame. So that way we can actually identify, okay, what could happen in this pair. Okay. So on gold itself, what's happening right now and what can we see is exactly this right here. So let's go ahead and zoom in. And we can see that the market had it came to an area free of liquidity being rejected. Okay. And then we go to a lower time frame, like the H1 time frame. What are we seeing? We're seeing that our OEV indicator is telling us the market's starting to consolidate right here, but potentially going to the upside. So I'm looking for potentially buying opportunities. Now, understanding that the market can potentially come all the way back over here again. Okay, I understand that. I know that it can. But I'm going to go ahead and buy right here because the opportunity to buy than it is to sell is a better risk reward. Because if we were to buy, we'd go ahead and see that the market can potentially continue on going to the upside, all the way to where, okay, which is important. Where can it go to? The area where the market could potentially go to when it comes to the upside. Well, I'm trying to find this, the arrows. 1 second. Yeah, that's weird. Give me 1 second. Sorry about that. Okay, so we're going to look for the market to potentially go to the upside to at least 15.25. Why is that? Because we have the market, we're going to see the market go to the upside at least to 15.25, which would be right above these equal highs. Okay, that'd be an area where we can look into. So those areas I'm looking to trade into, and the reason why is because we have equal highs all the way up here, and we know that there's liquidity zone. So our risk to reward would be good. We'd have a good risk to reward. And yes, I currently already entered on this trade. Okay, looking to buy all the way to over here, which risk to reward is 61. That's what we want to see. Okay, let me see. I think somebody. Okay, so what I'm looking for gold is to go to the upside. When it comes to price action, everything else, I really do like the way it's acting, and overall the area of how it's reacting from those liquidity zones, which is very, very important. Right now, understanding that when it comes to gold, okay, I don't have a stop loss. I have a stop zone. Okay, so it's a stop loss zone when it comes to trading gold, which means that it has those areas of liquidity. As long as we do not surpass and close with an H4 closure, I'm still in. So we can see that the market can potentially do this, okay? So the market can potentially come down. We'll have these candles. Let me go ahead and put this red. we'll have this candle, right, which is my bearish candle, come down. Okay, it could take that stop loss, but remember, I don't take in consideration stop loss when it comes to gold. I take in consideration stop loss regions or stop loss zones. It could come over here, but as long as there's not an H4 closure under this area, I'm still in, because it could go ahead and come back and then close up here, and that means it's still good for the upside. Okay, so it's a stop loss zone. So I'm gonna go ahead and do right here. I'm gonna go ahead and put stop loss zone for you guys. And all these forms of stop loss zones and all that, all these are updates that are going to the new updates when it comes to the course itself. It's gonna be really, really good. I'm excited for everything, very, very in detail with all the other information, price action, golden pocket region, institutional fundamentals, everything. So it's gonna be very, very solid. And everybody that's still in the subscription gets access to that. Okay. Now moving forward, so gold, still looking to buy. I'm really liking the risk to reward, and the reason why I'm liking the risk to reward is because it's just the fact that we are on a 6-to-1 risk to reward. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and take a picture of this, send it over to you guys, and also send it over to the Telegram, so that way you can go ahead and view what's going on. Also, as well, like mentioned, so I will be deleting the Telegram, and the reason why, because we're gonna go ahead and be creating a area in here where it's gonna be PPC signals. So that way you guys just go into that, where we'll be able to upload the videos and also the signals itself. Okay, so that way you guys don't have to Telegram, Discord, just be on Discord itself. Because there have been multiple people that are getting lost when it comes to getting out to Telegram itself. So gold, this one I'm looking for gold. So good risk to reward, 6-to-1, looking for about 600 pips, which is perfect. Now moving over to the next one, which is Euro USD. Look at Euro USD, perfect. Come and reject in this area. I really like it. Can come to this region that we had done previously. We're having that rejection. So it looks pretty good for potential buying opportunities. I really like it. You can enter. Just ideally, what I'm gonna tell you is I'm not gonna enter. And the reason why is because I already entered on 2 trades, okay? I only have 3 trades I can have open. That's my rule, right? My rule is you can only be in 3 trades and 3 open trades, okay? Unless if you create a good flowing leverage, which is above 1%, then I'll be able to enter on another trade. If it is not in a flowing leverage above 1%, I don't enter on another trade. So since I'm not entering on another trade, I'm not sending it, but I'll let you guys know about it, right? So when it comes to this trade itself, the reason why I could go ahead and re-enter is because we do see that the market had came down to an area of liquidity, okay, an area of previous liquidity that had been created about a point of interest. We do have that rejection, okay, we do have that rejection, and if you go to the 4-hour time frame, we probably have that 4-hour rejection, which looks a lot better. You can clearly see that 4-hour rejection, that looks a lot better. We do have our OBV indicator starting to look like it's going to go to the upside. So that would be a good area to re-enter when it comes to Euro USD. Just me, ideally, I'm not going to enter, and the reason why is because what I told you guys, I'm already in 2 trades, and I can only be in 3 trades, so I have to be really picky when it comes to the next trade. Is this a good risk to reward? Of course it is, because we could enter right here, and stop loss would be right underneath this wick, and take profit would be obviously going over to the areas that we had potentially targeted, which this would be about 8-to-1 risk to reward. So this is a really good trade. I would take this trade, but the only reason why I'm not is because I already have 2 trades in. Okay, but if you guys want to go ahead and take it in, I'm gonna go ahead and send it over to you guys. Okay, just this one right here. You can see market creating these lows. So this is the new lower high that traded. So then it can now potentially take that new lower, higher low. So looking at these trades, and they look really solid, look really clean, and so on. So that's Euro USD, Euro GBP. Euro GBP can potentially go lower. So I can see Euro GBP going lower than this area. it does have a lot of momentum, and especially we could create just an order block right here. Okay, so yes, we're in this one. You guys should have been stopped out over here on your stop profit itself. So there's no trade on your GP running at this moment. So since there's no trade running, I should go ahead and delete that and take it out. Okay, AUD CAD already went through it. Euro AUD still waiting for that retracement over here. Okay, Euro AUD very clean, very simple when it comes to where it can potentially go to. Understand where it's at and where it can go. So it can come to this point of interest before it does any other potential move. And after that area, it could go ahead and come down. And the reason why is because the market had created an area of liquidity right over here that you want to take into consideration. So I had to create an area of liquidity that I can go through. And there's what I'm taking into consideration. Also, another thing I'm taking into consideration, as you guys can see, what do we have? We have the market coming to the upside right about over here. And then we have on our OBV indicator coming to the downside in this area right here. So ever since from this area, we've been in divergence level. Okay, so we've been diverged. We broke that trend line. So we can go ahead and expect that counter trend line trade. So wait for the market to go to this area, so that way we can potentially look for potential sell regions. So I'm gonna go ahead and put this as a sell region. So that way you guys can look at it when it comes to that area. Sell region. Okay. So this would be a sell region for your AUD. I really like this one. This one could be played out very nicely. Seeing that there's a lot of potentially trades that can happen this week. I'm really liking the setups that are happening. So we have AUD CAD, USD CAD is already running. USD JPY is already running as well. GPUSD potential sun. So it's going to the sell region. Look at how it reacts right here. If it surpasses this area, what can you expect? What's the next sell region? Over here. Okay. If it surpasses that region, look for the market coming a little bit higher and around these areas. Okay. So if it surpasses the sell region, we don't have that rejection, look for the market to go up higher. Okay. Now GPAUD. GPAUD, I'm clearly seeing this coming up over here. Why am I seeing that coming up over there? The reason why I'm seeing that come over here is because we have equal highs right here generated. Right, so I'm gonna have to go on lower time frame like the H1 and see what there's up here. And this would be a potential sell region for GPAUD right above over here. Okay. Now that doesn't mean right when it goes there, you guys sell. Okay, remember, you want to see that rejection. You don't see that rejection, there's no entry. Okay, you want to see that rejection. I'm just gonna go ahead and send this over to you guys. And if you guys see the rejection, I'm gonna send it to you guys, not send it to Telegram because they wouldn't be able to understand this one. So just wait for that rejection. If there's no rejection, there's no entry. Okay? 30 right now at this moment, it's gonna react over what? It's gonna react over these equal highs. Okay? So we know there's equal highs over here. And we know that the market can be taking out those equal highs, coming to the sell region and then drop. Okay? So for now, those are pretty much the ones that I'm looking into. They're already good trades. There's gold, which is a good risk to reward. There's USD CAD, if you guys are still in. GPUSD, really liking this one as well. That sell region, which looks very, very nice when it comes to trading this pair itself. It is a major also, so I really like it. Another thing that you guys want to take into consideration is that when you guys are trading certain pairs, right, you want to see what's good. So swap on GPUSD is good, right? So since we have positive swap, that means that we enter for selling opportunities, swap's positive for us, right? So we have good swap. That's something that we want to look into. Any good swap are good for us. Okay. So we're selling. Okay. We're selling, and we still hold during the New York. We still hold during the Asian session. What's going to happen? What's going to happen is that we're going to go ahead and have good movements. Okay. We're going to have a good movement, and we're going to have overall good swap. So swap's good for us. Okay. So if swap's good for us, that means that we're making money, right? And that's something that we want to take into consideration because we do want to make money. Okay. So since we're making money on those areas, okay, just for holding, might as well take those swaps in consideration. So GPUSD, positive swap when it comes to shorting opportunities. Okay, take those things in consideration also. USCHF. USCHF reacted perfectly from that, from this region that we had done last time. So you can expect to come over here once again before it starts dropping. EuroCHF is same setup from last week. Market's coming down over here, starting to come down over here. I just don't like that it's creating all these equal highs. I don't like that. So if it comes to this region once again, you can sell. If it doesn't, just keep the sells out already in. So there should be sells in here. Okay, stop loss were above over here. So there should be sells right here. I'm still holding mine. And I'm still looking for it to go to the downside. But we first have to see what happens in here. Okay. I already went over gold, and it's a long. So we're buying gold. Okay. So far for now, we're gonna be looking at pairs USD/JPY, which is short, USD CAD, which is still shorting, GPUSD sell region, look for shorting opportunities, gold looking for buying opportunities, AD/USD looking for buying opportunities as well. When presented, we're still holding AD CAD, Euro AD looking for that selling region over here. Okay, and we have GPUD looking for the sell region as well, and EuroCHF. I'm still looking for holding opportunities on EuroCHF. Okay, so for now, I went ahead and sent all those out to Telegram. Keep an eye on them, see what's happening, see the rejection. Don't enter off of an impulse, and remember always to risk the proper amount. Okay, never risk too much, because when it comes to risk to reward, this is exactly what we're looking for. We're going to be looking for all our risk to rewards when it comes to trading. Okay. Yeah, on Wednesday. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and take all those trades in consideration and go from there. So with that said, I'll see you guys on the next session, and hope you guys have a phenomenal trading week. Okay, start off with the week in blues. See you guys in the next one.